Hello and welcome to The Trade. Before we get to the charts, let's take a look at what traders are watching. And the PBOC is expected to cut its loan prime rates today, keeping a keen eye out for that. Spot gold has scaled a record high. Bitcoin is at 3-month highs. We also have RBA Deputy Governor Andrew Hauser in a fireside chat a little bit later on today at a CBA event. In corporate news, South 32 has logged a sharp drop in its first quarter manganese output, and BHP is facing a $47 billion lawsuit in the United Kingdom over that Brazilian dam collapse. So, here we go. You're here for the charts. Let's find out what the key levels are and what we should be keeping our eyes on as traders. And for that, Ashley Glover is joining me from CMC Markets. Hello.
Morning, Nadine.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. All right. So where are we starting? We're starting with QBE. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's correct. Yes, starting with QBE.
Okay. Why is QBE catching your interest?
Again, a few charts today supporting some really good levels here for both long side and short side. So, yeah, if we go to the screen and have a look at the charts there, we can see QBE has been a very nice uptrend for quite some time. We've just broken through a resistance level there.
And that's in the purple.
It is. That purple box is that resistance level. So we're nicely through there. I guess now as a trader, we look to see, do we, I suppose, move to upside? That white line at the top there is the most recent swing high. So, do we see the price action get up to that level? Or do we see that support level that's now sort of a new support level break and get back down to that trend line? So I guess as a trader for both long and short side, we're a key inflection point here, I guess. If you look down at the MACD, you can still see, compared to in the past, there's a lot of room for upside movement there. So it tends to suggest that we could see the price action move up to that white line at the recent swing high. So yeah, hoping to see QBE make some gains up to those levels, but obviously always watching the downside as well.
MACD down at the bottom of the screen. Now let's see how that compares to the next chart, which is the Commonwealth Bank, CBA.
Yep.
What a chart, really, when you look at it from a broad perspective.
It is, yeah, it's an amazing uptrend from CBA. It just keeps going from strength to strength. Yeah. If you look at that sort of trend line there, the white line, you can see it's bouncing along there constantly. And again, we're at a very important point. So that purple box there is the current resistance level on CBA. Again, if you look to the bottom of the chart, that MACD indicator, it's only recently just turned positive. So again, it's inferring there is still some potential there for the upside. So I'm looking to see if we get through that resistance level and onto new highs again. Again, obviously, if we do fail there, we create a retest of that upward trend line. And again, another potential move towards that resistance level as well. So yeah, CBA looks again very enticing for both long and short side traders at the moment.
So when you are looking at that resistance level, does it matter to you if it happens today or tomorrow?
It doesn't, no. That's just the level I'm looking at. That's the key price action. Obviously, I try and flag things early just to make sure that, if we do get there, what do we do? And so once we do get that purple box, that's when I'm looking at, again, price action and the technicals. So if the MACD still has potential to move upwards, I'm looking to try and trade a breakout to those new highs. Again, like all breakouts, we do sort of see a bit of a retrace before the moves to the high again. So yeah, that purple box is key for me at the moment going forward. It could take a few days to get there. That's a daily chart. So, it could be the back end of this week, early next week when we do actually see price move into there. But it's on my radar already, and I'm waiting to see what happens when we do get there.
Traders take note. All right, and then the last one. And what a day to be talking about Westgold Resources. Look at that chart. Even I can see that looks great.
That is a crazy chart. That last move over the last week or so has just been absolutely super bullish. Look at that, you can see the MACD underneath is almost vertical. Price action's parabolic. Obviously, as gold makes new highs, we expect the mining companies and the gold miners to do that as well. We have broken through resistance as well, which is fantastic. On check of the charts this morning as well, I did see that move continue this morning. So it's looking favorable, which is great. Obviously, new highs. But I'm looking to see, now that we have made those new highs, do we pull back to that purple box? And then for traders to decide the action from there. Yeah. Do we go on to new highs or do we pull back towards that trend line? And that's where it's good, where we've always got that long-term trend line underneath. If we do fail at these key inflection levels where we are at the moment, we do have that belt and braces approach to that trend line to help us. As you can see, for many occasions now when it's hit that long-term trend line, we have bounced. So again, for long side and short side traders, there's something for everyone here, which is great.
And the MACD being the moving average convergence and divergence line. So this is a momentum indicator.
It is, yeah, exactly. So it's a mixture of two moving averages.
Yeah.
I guess you've got a short-term moving average and a longer-term moving average. So it shows you as a short-term action, I guess, more bullish or more bearish than the longer-term action. So as you can see here on those big spikes up, you see that blue line, which is the shorter-term one. It moves up, in line with the price action. So always keeping an eye on that one just to make sure, do we have room ahead to be able to continue those, I guess, moves upwards? And it's showing us that at the moment we do. If you look at those, again, into the past, the MACD highs, the peaks have been much higher than where we currently are. And obviously, as all technical indicators, they are lagging indicators as well. So, once you do see the MACD turn, prices generally turned before that as well. So it's more of a confirmation tool than an actual price signal. So that's why price action is key, which is why I'm keeping an eye on that purple box there to see whether we do remain above that or whether we dip back below. And if we do, it's not all lost. You obviously got that trend line that we can rely on as well. So a few key technical areas here for price that we need to keep an eye on as traders.
Got it. So that is QBE, CBA, and Westgold Resources. Pretty chart there with the Daddy Mac. And Ashley Glover from CMC Markets, thank you so much for joining us. Nice to see you for the trade as always.
Cheers, you too.
Stay with us. We've got more coming up.